Hello all of you. I just want to show you the Ubuntu desktop of mine where I have installed this NS All-in-One 3.25, the older version. This folder is on my desktop. If I open this desktop, you can see I have different folders named Bake, NetAnim, NS 3.25, so on. This NS 3.25 is where all your NS3 files will be saved. You have the bindings, you have so many different folders here. This source directory is where almost all your modules, I was showing you the different modules in NS3 which exist. You can see all those modules here: antenna module, AODV, other applications, CSMA, flow monitor, NetAnim. Different packages or modules will exist in this source folder. Okay, and you shouldn't do anything, or you shouldn't touch or make any changes in this folder. I'll just go back. The place where we save our programs is this Scratch directory. You can see here Scratch. I have opened all the programs which we have written for NS3. We have saved in this Scratch directory. And one more thing you should remember, in this Scratch directory, whatever program is saved, everything should be working fine. If there is an error in any single program also, and any new one which you try to run will not run correctly. All the programs or files in this Scratch directory should be working fine. If your current program should not show any error, please remember that. So here I have saved my program, say ns1.cc. You can see here the first program which we have written. Okay, I have explained to you the same program, and we have stored the trace file. You can see here in the end, ASCII trace helper ASCII. The file name given for the trace file is ccn1.tr. Okay, so I've shown you this. I'll close all this. And how do I start execution? You just come on your main screen desktop, right click your mouse. You'll see this options, open terminal. A new terminal will open. Here I'll go to the place where I have saved NS3, CD, desktop. I'll use a tab and enter. I've come to desktop. Again, on the desktop, my NS is there on the folder NS3, so I'll use a tab there after typing NS. Again, CD, I want to go to NS 3.25. I'm coming to this. Now this is where I have to execute all the programs, and the steps to execute, as I told you, is /waf -run. Give the name of the program NS1. If you just do this and press an enter, you will see it will build, and automatically you can see the application logs generated here. As I showed you, at time 2 seconds, client sent 1024 bytes to 10.1.3.2, which is our server. This is the IP address of the server, and which port of the server it is reaching, port 9. Always we'll access the server at port 9. And at time 2.0375 seconds, the server received those 1024 bytes from where? From the client. 10.1.1.1 is the IP address, and the port created on which this data was sent was 49,153, the port number. So you can see again at time 2.0375 seconds, server sent 1024 bytes to 10.1.1.1. So server received one packet and it is sending one packet. This is the application which we have used. Okay, and the same thing happens after 2 seconds. The client will send, server will receive, next server sends, client receives, and everything is completed at 2.07459 seconds. Client has received 1024 bytes from the server. Next, again we have given 1 second gap for this next packet to be sent. At time 3 seconds, you can see client again sends the second packet. So this process goes on repeating. Okay. Now I'll run this program again. I'll just use the up arrow, and I'll add one more thing in my command line, -vis, where I'm calling the Python visualizer. So again I pressed enter. You can see automatically this visualizer screen opens up. Okay. So can you see this Python visualizer? Here I'll maximize it. So as I told you, you just hold your mouse here. You'll see the all the details of this. This is node 0. Node 0 has two net devices, net device 0 and net device 1. And the first one, net device 0, is the loopback device. I told you we'll not worry about that now. Net device 1 is a point-to-point net device. The IPv4 address and the MAC address of the devices are mentioned. So wherever I hold my mouse, at each node it will show the corresponding. See, if I just keep my mouse on that node, it will display all the net devices connected in that node or present in that node. So remember, there will be an interface container to hold these interfaces. Okay. The IP address here for the first point-to-point net device is 10.1.1.2, as you can see here, and the IP address for the second point-to-point net device is 10.1.2.1. So similarly, if I hold my mouse at the third node, it will display the various net devices within that node and the addresses, and the last one. Okay. So now we can do something. You right click on each node. If you want to see the interface statistics, you get show interface statistics, and you just let's see the interface statistics of the client and the server. It's optional for you. For whichever node you want to see, you can enable this. So I have just enabled it for the client and server before I start the simulation. If you want, you can, there is an option for decreasing the speed of simulation here. You can decrease the speed of simulation a bit so that it is noticeable, and this button simulate F3 should be pressed. So you'll see, you just wait, see here, the packet transfer has happened. What is coming in green, the green arrows, and as the packet transfer is happening, the tables are getting updated. The interface statistics are getting updated. So now you can notice 5 packets have been sent out of the client and 5 packets have been received by the server. So we had limited in our program to 5 packets. So we'll stop here. Our simulation is done. If you see the interface statistics, you see for node 1, interface 1, which is this interface, this first interface of the point-to-point network, 5 packets are transmitted. Total number of bytes transmitted is this, and it has received 3 packets from the server of this many bytes. So all the statistics is given. Similarly, if you notice in the server, here server has transmitted 5 packets of so many bytes. It has also received 5 packets from the client. Though it has transmitted 5 packets, this client has received only 3 packets, as you can see here, means 2 packets were dropped in transition. Okay, we have chosen an error rate for the channel, so there will be some drops. So this is how you will observe the PyVis output or the Python visualizer. So I'll just close this. So let me stop this video here. I'll show you the trace metrics in the next video. Okay, to demonstrate the second type of output, that is trace matrix, again I'll start off from scratch, in the sense I'll come and open a terminal, new terminal, and I have saved this trace matrix. You need a separate package known as trace matrix to be installed separately, and I have saved it on my desktop. So I'll just navigate to the desktop, and if I do a list here, ls operation, you will see what are all the various packages which are present on the desktop. Can you see one written in red, tracematrix.jar? So that is a separate package which you need to run trace files or to check trace files. What I'll do now, I'll just maximize the screen. Now how do we run trace matrix? You just have to type java -jar tracematrix.jar. Okay, so when you type this, it automatically gets decompressed. So jar files, you know, are compressed folders, and you see the trace matrix got executed. Now in this trace matrix, whichever file you want, you can choose file, and remember our files are in the NS3, so I have to open NS all-in-one, NS 3.25, and in this NS 3.25, can you see .tr files? So we have ccn1.tr. If I choose this file and open, you'll get it in this form. Now you do an execute analysis. You can see it will show you this data automatically, the simulation data. So how many lines were there on the file, how many packets were enqueued, total sent packets, total received. We said 2 packets got dropped, right? So out of 26 packets, remember you should have guessed only 5 plus 5, 10 packets, but there will be other packets which are for handshaking, or which is for control data. So totally there were 26 packets, of which 2 were dropped. Okay, and total simulation time, all that is there. You want to observe at each node 0, how many packets were sent, the data rate, how many received, average length, all that is displayed at node 1. At each node you can check like this. Then you can also see the throughput and good put, everything. If you want, you can also observe the streams. All were UDP streams. There were 2 UDP streams, stream 0, stream 1. Each one, how many packets were sent, how many received, how many dropped, all that is shown. And from which IP to which IP address, client to server, which port number to which port number, all the details are shown. So this is another very useful software where you can observe the output. So for now, I think we'll stop with these 2 cases. Wireshark I will show once we are done with a little more of it in theory. Once we know something about it in theory, I will show you how Wireshark works. Thank you.